Hello everyone, Alicia here with another lightened up, Weight Watcher friendly dessert. And today I am going to be making a strawberry pecan pretzel salad. Now you could also call this a fluff. That's another word that's used for these types of salads, fruit salads. But I love them. I make several different types of fluffs, and this is just one that I enjoy as well. And I thought I would show it to you guys or show you how I make it. I think it's perfect for summer. It's a light, refreshing dessert that uses fresh strawberries. And again, that just kind of makes it perfect in my opinion for summertime. So let me jump into ingredients real quick and I'll show you what you're gonna need to make this. First off, for the pretzel pecan kind of candied or caramelized part, you're gonna need some sweetener. I'm gonna be using this Lakanto Golden, but you could use whatever type of brown sugar alternative that you want. This is just my favorite. Then I'm gonna be using some of this Brummel and Brown made with real yogurt butter spread. I'm gonna be using 4 tablespoons of that. Here I've got 2 ounces of pretzels. And here I've got a 1/4 cup of chopped pecans. And that measurement is after they were chopped. So that's gonna be for the pretzel pecan part of this. For the fluff or the filling itself, you're gonna need some sweetener again. This time I'm using the Lakanto Classic, and I'm gonna be using a 1/2 cup of that. But you could use whatever type of sugar replacement that you want. Here I've got some fat-free whipped topping. This is just the Kroger brand. I'm gonna be using this whole 8-ounce container. Here I've got 8 ounces or a block of a 1/3 less fat cream cheese. Just the Kroger brand is what I'm using today. You do want this softened or at room temperature for it to work the best. And then finally, I've got 4 cups of chopped up fresh strawberries. And that is everything that's gonna be in this. To start this off, I've got my oven preheating to 400 right now. And then in a small bowl, I'm gonna take my Brummel and Brown, which again is 4 tablespoons, add that in there and get that melted. Now that that is melted, I'm gonna add in my 1/4 cup Lakanto Brown and my chopped pecans. And then I've got my pretzels here in a Ziploc bag. I'm gonna just take them and real quick just kind of hit them with this rolling pin here just to break them up into little smaller pieces. Just like that. And I'm gonna pour those in. And I'm gonna just mix all of this together. That looks good. And now on a cookie sheet that I've just lined with parchment paper, I'm gonna take my pretzel pecan mixture and I'm gonna pour it on there. And spread that out. And I'm gonna bake this at 400 for about 5 to 7 minutes. Now in my mixer, I'm gonna add in my softened cream cheese and my 1/2 cup Lakanto Classic. And I'm gonna just whip the 2 of these together until they are well combined. And that cream cheese is kind of fluffed up a little bit. I let that whip in there for a couple minutes. It's looking good. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my bowl off and I'm gonna add in my whipped topping. And fold that in. I've got this all mixed together. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a medium-sized bowl here and I'm gonna transfer this to it. And now I'm gonna cover this with some plastic wrap and put it in my fridge while I'm waiting on my pretzels. And here I've got my pretzels baked. Now what I'm gonna do is just let them sit there on that tray until they cool completely. And that takes about an hour or so. And then at that point, they will be ready to add to my fluff. It has been just over 3 hours that I've let this sit in my fridge. And I don't think I said before I put it in, I do typically like to put this in the fridge for a good 2 or 3 hours just to kind of let it set up a little bit. Plus, I just think it tastes a little better when you do that. But you don't have to do that if you don't want. That's just what I do. And then that ensures that your pretzels are completely cooled down and ready to go in there. Although, like I said earlier, it typically only takes about an hour for them to cool down. But you can do it however you want. I like to let it sit in the fridge for, like I said, 2-3 hours. So now at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and take my plastic wrap off of this, and I'm gonna fold in my strawberries. Now that I've got those folded in, I'm gonna go get my pretzels. So I'm gonna take my pecan pretzel mixture here, and I'm gonna break this up. Now that I've got this broken up, there are a couple different ways you can do this. If you're gonna serve this right away, I would suggest just taking this and adding it all to the fluff. If you're not, if you're gonna be eating this over several days, I would suggest to just add this to the individual servings as you're eating it, because otherwise the pretzels will get kind of soggy. And some people don't care about that, but some people do. I don't necessarily, so when I make it, I typically will just add this all in, but I have done it both ways. I've added it to individual servings when it was something that I made not for company, with just us, and I knew we weren't gonna eat it all in, you know, a couple days. But that's kind of up to you. For this video, I'm gonna show you how I would do it if I was getting ready to serve that. So that would be just adding this all in. So with the pretzels, I'm gonna go ahead and just add all these in. I am gonna reserve a few though to garnish with, but the rest I'm gonna just dump in. And then I'm gonna fold those in real well. Okay, I've garnished this with the strawberry and a little bit of that pretzel pecan mixture. And this is ready to serve. Now the points on this are gonna be 5 points a serving, which is about a half a cup. Another thing that I wanted to point out as far as serving this, the strawberries kind of fall into the same ballpark as the pretzels. If you want to keep this from kind of thinning out, don't put the strawberries in until you are ready to eat it. If this does not get eaten right away and it sits in the fridge for a couple of days, it is going to get a little bit thinned out or watery from the juice from the strawberries. Now that's not something that necessarily bothers me, because as I said, this usually takes us several days to eat if we don't have company or something, and it will get a little thinner from the juice. If it does bug you and you're not able to get this eaten right away, another thing you can do, and I've done this in the past with my leftovers, is put it in the freezer. It makes it almost like ice cream. So that's kind of a fun way to eat this too. Just be aware that once you mix those strawberries in and the pretzels in, you do need to eat it right away to prevent both the pretzels from softening and the juice from those berries kind of thinning this out. So just my little tips to you on that one. But this stuff is delicious. We love it. And as I said in the beginning, it's a great summer fluff, dessert, salad, whatever you want to call it. It's light, refreshing, and I love anything that has got cream cheese in it, so it's definitely a winner with me. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you, as always, for watching, and I will see you on the next one.